Go.
You really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Hey, motherfucker. What do you like to do?
Oh, I don't know. Play chess. Screw.
Well, let's play chess.
They give off to Jonathan Taylor. Jump cutting his way close to the goal line. He's in there. Touchdown. I-N-D-Y. Jonathan Taylor.
Wheeler finds Quan from the logo.
Here's Halliburton into the front court. Mishandled it, but gets a shot. Hits it. Hits it.
John, I have never been better to be on the air with you here in Indianapolis, a place where so many of my dreams have come true.
The Ride with JMV on 93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
Let me tell you, my friends, I so love a Bud Light Blue Friday, and I love it in one of our favorite places. You know how legendary, I was explaining in our crossover a moment ago to Jay Query how legendary this place is. Barringer's Tavern on South Meridian. I was trying to explain it to somebody. They say, hey, is it downtown? I mean, hell, it might as well be downtown. It is as near downtown as you can get, and it's so easy to get to, so easy to park, and so easy to be a part of this show where you could win, if you're here, Raiders-Colts tickets, because the Colts are back home coming up next week. So my advice to you is to get down here. Let's just say, for example, you're coming south side on your way home from downtown. Stop in. Now, I will also tell you that there are so many slowdowns in traffic around town right now. What the hell? You come down here, hang out for a little bit, maybe win yourself some Raiders-Colts tickets, and then go back home. And there's no traffic, there's no headache. You're not going to get all bent out of shape about something. You're going to be chill because we have one hell of a time. They have an old school bingo ball rolling cage over there that I got to tell Rob about this. I absolutely love that right there. That reminds me of Owensburg, Indiana, and the every other Saturday night bingo night right there. That's beautiful. We'll talk to Rob, who is the owner. A short video if you want to check that out. At JMV 1070 on the social media platform. It's also on Facebook and on Instagram. Rob and I shot that a little bit earlier from out front. We've been coming here a lot lately, I should say, and for good reason, because this place is so great. I mean, it just is. It's great. It is legendary. 1879, it goes without saying exactly what this place represents around here. And I knew that when I was talking to Jake about it, I knew that this would hit home for him because he is such an incredible historian of Indianapolis. This is it right here, Barringer's Tavern. I was just kind of going in my mind. We talked about Dillinger before on here, and you know, all the folks, infamous and famous, that have been a part of this. It is awesome to be here once again. We'll talk to Rob coming up in just a little bit, too. I know our friend Chris Hagan of Fox 59 is going to join us a little bit later on because he also, much like me, loves this place. Chris is going to be here. Joel A. Erickson, and we'll talk, is it first in Joel or fourth in Joel? I can never remember. I think I've kind of mangled that up so much, James, I can never remember what it is. But Joel A. Erickson of the Star is on with Hagan, and Joel's going to join us coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. There's a lot of news regarding the Colts today. You guys all think I'm a jerk, right? You guys all, and I'm not. Really, I am not a jerk. I am not a blank. I am not a crank. I look in the mirror and I feel as if like I'm looking at myself in the video right now that's online. That's the AAA Membership Lounge via YouTube Live. I think I'm a pretty decent dude, but I'm sorry I picked against the Colts this weekend. I think this is going to be one hell of a tall task. I mean, do I want them to lose? No, this is great for us. This is great for you guys. This is great for the Colts. This is great for us. Because everybody around here is sick and tired of being mediocre or worse. So you start out 3-0. That's outstanding. That's good, and you're feeling good for the first time in a while, and you have major reasons to feel good because you can actually look at something and you can grasp, but there always is a different side or another side of the story. And the other side of this story is this, simply put, will be the toughest test this squad has seen. It's funny. You look at this game this weekend, and it's to go 4-0. I mean, it is too. We'll see what happens with Houston. Houston's got Tennessee at home, and Jacksonville. We'll see what happens within the AFC South. But you have the opportunity, good to see you, pal. You have the opportunity to really take a stranglehold early on here. When's the last time that happened with this Colts team? I mean, getting out in front, getting out early. And I know I've said before that oftentimes when you have positive results, when you have an unbeaten record, and you're feeling good about your team, you also ride shotgun with good fortune. And good fortune around here would mean sidestepping injuries. And clearly, this team hasn't done that. This weekend is going to be the most injured that we have seen. Kenny Moore II has been ruled out. Alec Pierce has been ruled out. That is a quad/Achilles situation with Kenny. That is concussion protocol for Alec. And then I'm assuming that Matt Gonzalez, the right guard, has what we like to reference as the Sergeant Hulka. The Sergeant Hulka from Stripes is the big toe. I don't know if it's a big toe, but it is a toe injury for Matt Gonzalez. So enter Dalton Tucker this weekend, and Matt Gonzalez has also been ruled out. And we're going to see if Mike Hilton still has something left in the tank. We're going to see if Mike Hilton can turn it around quickly. Remember, I asked about him a couple of weeks back. And I said, he came in. Do you remember how the workout went? Because the Colts decided against signing him at that moment. And then ultimately, once Kenny Moore got injured last week, and Mike Hilton is a guy that normally plays slot in a similar situation as that as Kenny Moore. And he's also been a guy that has had, Lou Anarumo in the past, has been somebody he's played for. So there's familiarity there, which is always good. But this is another telltale sign of how good a season you're having. And I left this one out. Good fortune is being able to not be injured or to sidestep injuries. But good fortune also is to be able to accommodate for those injuries. And we're going to see if the Colts can, because this is really the first week. They've dealt with injuries so far this season. But this is going to be that first week where the injuries have been as significant as we have seen so far this year. So, you're looking at Mike Hilton, as I mentioned, coming up in the secondary for Kenny Moore, Dalton Tucker subbing in for Matt Gonzalez. And then you're going to ask for something that has been a rarity. It's like seeing a Yeti, and I'm not talking about a thermos or a cooler. Those are common now, but a Yeti being Bigfoot. And it is a productive game from A.D. Mitchell. There's always that talk of the phenomenon. There's always that conversation about, man, this guy, here he is. He showed out in camp. He showed out at Grant Park. He showed out in a preseason game. He's catching absolutely everything, doing absolutely everything, but we have yet to see that. That has been the issue. We'll see if that capability from A.D. Mitchell shows up on Sunday. I mentioned yesterday we had Josh Downs on the show. Josh Downs has been a guy that has always been good, but really hasn't popped yet. And I had mentioned I thought that Josh Downs has every opportunity to do just that coming up on Sunday. I'll close that angle with the Colts and the Rams coming up on Sunday in week number 4 in Southern California. Bullseye passes, too, for the Rams VIP tailgate. We'll close out the week if anybody is going out there with that coming up in a minute, too. And also Bud Light Blue Friday, Raiders, Colts tickets, Behringer, South Meridian. We would love to see you down here. We'll talk more about that in a second. But on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, our birthday guy has a plane to catch. I can hear him right now rolling hot to catch that plane. Happy birthday to the voice of the Hoosiers, Don Fischer. I'm not going to ask his age because I know this dude looks like he's 30, so by God, he is 30. The voice of the Hoosiers joins us now. Happy birthday, Don.
Well, I appreciate that, John. Thank you very much. I'm on the I-69 Speedway headed to Bloomington and trying not to get killed by this traffic.
Well, the further you get down on the redneck Autobahn in southern Indiana, the worse the drivers are. You realize that, right?
All I know is since I-69 has been fixed and we've been able to frequent it with our passage to Bloomington, it has gotten a lot faster than I've ever anticipated.
Yeah, as long as Don, and I know you know this now, as long as you can sidestep that Barney Fife guy that sits in the weeds right there beneath the overpass next to Martinsville High School, you're all good.
Well, I know they sit there, trust me.
They certainly do. So Don's on his way to Iowa City, and the broadcast coming up tomorrow. I'm assuming 2:30 your coverage begins, and 3:30 is that kick from Iowa City coming up tomorrow. This is the first road test, and really a significant road test. And it's always a tough place to play, no matter what type of team you have. And in Iowa, the Hawkeyes, Don, it seems like they have the type of team that Hoosier fans should be familiar with coming up tomorrow.
Well, there's no question. We haven't played. It's interesting, John. We haven't played Iowa but 3 times in the last 10 years, and the last time was, I believe, at 21, and we lost that ball game. That was, if you remember, the year everybody thought Indiana was going to really come on and start playing great football, and Michael Penix was in his heyday at that point, and Michael Penix, I guess the best way to put it was, had a really tough day, and he threw an interception. He threw an interception on the first series of the ball game, and from there it was down the tubes, as was the season at that point. So it was not pretty, but nevertheless, Indiana lost that ball game, and now they face a Kirk Ferentz coach team that we can expect to be really tough.
They put you on the grind, Don. I mean, that's historically, I think, been the proposition for Kirk Ferentz and an Iowa Hawkeye team. They put you on the grind and force you into playing their style. And if you get involved in that, sometimes you can't get out of it, and that makes it tough, and especially when you play them in Iowa City.
Yeah, that's the fact, John. They really are a good football team. They're well coached. Obviously, Ferentz is the winningest coach now in college or in Big Ten football. 207 victories. He surpassed Woody Hayes and Bo Schembechler and Joe Paterno and Amos Alonzo Stagg and all those people. That tells you something. In 27 years, he's been absolutely a tremendous coach for Iowa. And one of the classiest guys you'll ever talk to, too. He's really a good guy.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Kirk Ferentz, the head coach of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Voice of the Hoosiers, Don Fischer, on his birthday. Rolling hot down to Bloomington to catch a flight to Iowa City for the game coming up tomorrow. It is IU and Iowa from Iowa City. So you go back a week ago to that Saturday nighter, and so much was made about that. We had talked about that on Friday. It was all and then some for Hoosier fans' expectations. The environment, the game, I mean, all of it. What was it for you as far as just enjoyment in calling a football game?
Well, it was just good to see you, John. Last year we had 3 or 4 sellouts at the end of the season. It was always chaotic, a great fan base. They were there. They were cheering their butts off. But I'm telling you, last Saturday was maybe the best I've ever seen it at Indiana. It was standing room only. There wasn't anybody in the crowd that wasn't screaming their head off. It was so loud. It was just absolutely what you'd expect a football program at Indiana University to become, and has now become that. And I say that because for so long it has not been that way. And it's been year after year of disappointment, or every once in a while you got a glimmer of hope, and then it went away very quickly. And then, of course, Kurt Cignetti came on the scene, and we've seen nothing but success since. So all I can tell you is it was really special. And to beat Illinois like they beat them, being ranked 8th in the country at the time, and Indiana ranked 17th, and then they jump up to obviously the rankings this week. So it was just so much fun, and it's such a pleasure and an honor to be a part of this program right now.
All right, for everything, Don, that was really good last Saturday, what on that level stuck out to you more as far as that team was concerned with IU and their win, scoring 63? What was the positive that stuck out to you the most in that game?
I think Fernando Mendoza, just because he just has gotten better in each game that he's played this year, and that was the first really big stage game that he's played on. And he looked every bit the quarterback we saw the week before against Indiana State. I mean, he was phenomenal. 20 of 20. I mean, he missed 3 passes on the day, threw 5 touchdowns. Fernando Mendoza proved to me he's the guy. And there's no question he's got a chance at things here after he's done with college football.
Yeah, I mean, it was an incredible performance. There is little doubt about that. And all right, in closing here, and I know you got to run because you got to catch a flight here on your way to Bloomington. Don Fischer, voice of the Hoosiers, joins us. What really stares you in the face as far as being a worry point, a troublesome point, or maybe not so much that, maybe that's overextending? Well, something that clearly this Hoosier team has to deal with on the road, above and beyond all else, coming up tomorrow afternoon, starting at 3:30. What stands out to you about this Hawkeye team?
Well, the thing that I have always been leery of when we go to Iowa City is Kinnick Stadium and their fan base. They are terrific, and they follow their team everywhere that they go. They're very loud. They're chaotic, just like Indiana has become. And there's 70,000 of them there, so they're going to even be louder than what we experienced in Bloomington. But that's not the big thing. I think the big thing in this game for Indiana, John, is not allowing Iowa to control the ball game. In other words, Iowa's going to try to slow this thing down, try to get it into their pace. And just like you said at the very beginning here, they're going to try and grind it out and try to make Indiana have to fight their tail off just to get the ball back. And I think that's the thing that you got to worry about the most. If Indiana can make big plays, maybe fairly early in the ball game, I think that changes everything for Iowa. And so I hope that they have explosive plays like they did against Illinois, at least fairly early on in the contest, and they can get Iowa out of their rhythm and what they like to do. And if they can do that, I think Indiana wins going away.
Yeah, there is zero way this Hawkeye team can play any sort of catch-up. So if you get out and flex offensively early and force them into that mode, I'm going to feel really good about the experience of this Hoosier team in Iowa City tomorrow.
Me too, and I think that's the key. I will give Iowa credit. They were basically tied with Rutgers going into halftime last week. And then they control the rest of the football game in the second half of that contest. So that's the thing Indiana's got to keep from. They cannot allow Iowa to get control of the football game and control the football, keep it away from Indiana's offense.
All right. Well, Don Fischer's on his road to Bloomington to catch a flight to Iowa City. Again, coverage begins 2:30 coming up tomorrow afternoon. Right here, 3:30 is that kick from Kinnick Stadium at Iowa City. Are you bummed because you're not going to be able on your birthday to sit back and watch me consume beers later on tonight? Does that bum you out a little bit on your birthday?
Well, of course, John. Well, I was looking forward to that. I was looking forward to it, John. You know that.
How's Don Fischer celebrate his birthday on the road? How's this going to happen tonight? Who's buying?
Well, I believe we've been invited to dinner with Scott Dolson and his wife. I think our whole crew has been invited. So I think we're going to have a good time in Iowa City.
Oh, man. Dolson, he's not taking you like to the convenience store or anything like that. You're going to a real restaurant and everything, right?
That I don't know. We may be going to McDonald's. Who knows?
Man, we'll give him some junk next week if that's what happened. No, I bet you. I mean, for a legend, it's got to be a legend. I don't know any legendary spots in Iowa City. Like when I think about Bloomington, I think, all right, so Dolson's going to take you guys all to Yonkos or something like that. So I don't know where that might be in Iowa City.
Yeah, I honestly don't know either anymore. It used to be, I can't think of the name of it. J.D. Campbell spoke it to me earlier today, or actually an email or text yesterday, but I can't remember the name of the place, but it was really good, but it closed down. It's no longer open anymore. So I don't know what the best spot in Iowa City is these days.
Ah, man. Well, Scott Dolson is in charge of finding a great spot for a great dude on his birthday. Happy birthday to the voice of the Hoosiers, Don Fischer. And this reminder, 2:30 tomorrow afternoon right here, 3:30 the kick, Kinnick Stadium, Iowa City. You got IU and the Hawkeyes, then a bye week, and then Eugene, Oregon. And Don's going to, who knows when Don's going to come on here the week of that. But I do know this, you and I, beers next week. You and I and Susie, beers next Friday, right, buddy? Come on now.
I think that'll work.
All right, buddy. Hey, happy birthday to you. We appreciate it. Have a great call coming up tomorrow. Enjoy that birthday celebration tonight. We'll catch up next Friday.
Thanks, John Boy. Appreciate it, man.
You got it. That's our good friend Don Fischer, voice of the Hoosiers, on his birthday on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Look at Nate over there, man, throwing the football around a little bit right here. We got the football toss. We've got Raiders Colts tickets beyond that to give away. You may ask, where are we? I'll tell you. Behringer's Tavern on the south side, South Meridian, Pleasant Run Parkway. Kevin is here. My friends at Zinc, I love them so much. They actually, it's funny, they gave me I think it was Grant yesterday, they gave me an etched drinking glass, and my kid went absolutely ballistic over it. He goes, hey, this is mine. I go, wait a minute, man, I dig this too. But it is awesome to be a part of this with Zinc per usual. And Rob's going to join us, who owns Behringer's 1879. This place goes back a while, and it is awesome. We'd love to see you here at Bud Light Blue Friday with our good friend Bob Lovell. We got another week. I believe it's week number 6. I'll have to check on that for you, though. The high school football Friday night. I know a lot of you are going everywhere. We'll talk that up with Bob coming up next. Joey Erickson of the Star, the return of Mike Wells, and the Slow Jam re-entry coming up on this Friday. And Hagen's going to join us live here as well from Fox 59. Behringer's Tavern, Southside, South Meridian. We would love to see you. We've got Aces Fever tied at a game apiece, best of 5 semifinals in the WNBA playoffs. We'll talk that up and then some coming up on the other side. But back to my Colts thoughts and 239-1070. If you guys want to break in, we can do that. To stream the app, HD Radio, AAA Membership Lounge via YouTube Live. Do not go anywhere unless you're going to Behringer's Tavern with us. 93.5 and 107.5, The Fan.
With JMV.
Son, you got a panty on your head. You drive fast, eh?
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
Hey, well, welcome back. We're at the legendary Barringer Tavern. Thank you all for joining us. Bud Light Blue Friday, my friends. Zinc, they're here. We've got Raiders Colts tickets to give away. Ice Cold Bud Light. Rob from Behringer's is here. He's going to join us, talk about the legendary location, talk about the great food, the hell of a time we're having. AAA Membership Lounge via YouTube Live. You can watch. You can participate. You can jack around to a degree. Like, the jacking around is okay. Just don't go like idiot jacking around, and then James has to deal with you, and you don't want to be dealt with by James. Otherwise, man, let's just party inside that AAA Membership Lounge via YouTube Live, and make sure you're a AAA member today. Shout out to our guy, Travis. Hey, Travis, can I mention your promotion here? That you got promoted? I don't know what it is, but it's a promotion. Sounds good. Did you get a bonus? You're a stud. Well done, Travis. My man Travis got a promotion. I haven't had a promotion since 2000. It's only been like 25 years. Come on, man. Seriously. Behringer's South Side, really South Side of downtown, off of South Meridian. We would love to see you here. Raiders Colts tickets to give away, and then some. Voice of the Hoosiers, Don Fischer, on his birthday. Podcast 1075thefan.com. I did want to give a shout out before we get to Bob Lovell here. Matt Schleter of Parks Place Pub in Fishers. We love Matt. Actually, Matt in Parks Place. We're going to be there, I think, relatively soon, maybe next week, in fact. But he invited me to go to Wrigley on a Cardinals and Cubs trip. And unfortunately, I work 7 days a week now until Thanksgiving, which is all good because I love it. But thank you, Slater, for inviting me to that. But it's 7 days a week. What do they call it? It is pedal to the floor, balls to the wall until Thanksgiving. And this is the time of year, especially when your favorite teams are playing well, we love. Meantime, on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline right now, yet another week 6 of the high school football season. Indiana Sports Talk, as always, and our friends at Express Pro Tire and Auto bring Bob Lovell on this Friday in to talk up week number 6. Good afternoon, Bob. How are you? Bob, are you there?
Right here, John. I'm doing well. How are you?
I could not be better. Did you ever, when you were in high school back in 1879, did you come by Behringer's ever?
No, but our friend, our mutual friend Joe Stasiak, Brian Pointer, Dave Wilson, and I had lunch there a couple months ago.
Did you really? Well,
absolutely. That's one of our favorite spots. Absolutely.
That's a hell of a lunchtime group right there. How'd you cobble that one together?
Yeah, I think Stasiak and Pointer did that. I think they did it. And so, to get all of us together in the same room is quite an accomplishment.
No, there is no doubt about that. That's a hell of a room right there. But this is a hell of a room for that room.
Right.
To say the least. Hey, let's start right here. And I guess because we get the triumphant return of Mike Wells to the show a little bit later on here. Brownsburg, where he resides, 5-0. Is this later on tonight on the road at 6A, 4-1 Westfield? They're 5th ranked in 6A. This going to be their toughest test of the season to date, Bob, tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Westfield's for real. I mean, it's amazing what Josh Miracle has done. You took over, obviously, for a tremendous job Jake Gilbert had done. They've continued that success. They're legit, and I think it's you're on the road. You're number one. All the pressure that goes with that. You're playing a really, really good, dangerous, and explosive team. And so I think, listen, Brownsburg's played a great schedule anyway, but I think this is one of, if not the best challenge they've had to this point.
Well, and you can make the argument, too. I know everybody says, all you do is talk about 6A. Well, okay, but you can make the argument that this may be the best game of the Friday night schedule, is it not?
I would think it's in the top 5. I don't think there's any question. I mean, think about it. Whatever the class, you have number 1 taking on number 5. That's a significant matchup. and it just happens to be here in Central Indiana. And yeah, I understand. Look, I've done Indiana sports talk for 32 years, and even after 32 years, I still get accused of being an Indianapolis-based show. Well, yeah, that's where the studio is. But I talk about everybody around the state, but it doesn't matter,
right.
John. They're going to look at it that way anyway.
It's Bob Lovell of Indiana Sports Talk every Friday. Express Pro Tire and Auto brings, with their 13 locations, Bob onto the show from Indiana Sports Talk. With your Friday night of high school football, this is week number 6. Your Quakers of Plainfield, third ranked in 5A and 5-0 in the season, with a test with 6A defending 5A champion Decatur Central, right down there on the southwest side of Indy off of State Road 67. What are we thinking about, Bob, with that matchup?
Conference matchup, always a big conference matchup, was even when I was in school. And it is I think, a clear test for both teams. I mean, Decatur Central starting to play much better. Quakers stumbled early, playing much better too. So you got two teams that are playing their best football at a time when you need to continue to be that way. And I think that's a great matchup. I know that we talked about matchups, John. I think talking about talking about Brownsburg and their matchup with Westfield, I'm not so sure the best matchup isn't in 5A with New Palestine. New Pal and Bloomington South. That may be the best game around.
Well, here's the thing. New Pal, they must be really doing Kyle Ralph well. I've often wondered.
Right,
he's had so much of a consistent, and I mean elite level results there. They must do one hell of a job to keep that dude around.
Well, I think the fact that he has a tradition that he's developed, he has a great system all the way through the grades. They have tremendously talented guys. They have a great infrastructure, great support from the community and the administration. Those things are hard to find, and when you have that and you're having the success he's had, I don't think there are better jobs, quite frankly.
Listen, it's tough to find if you are going to find it, no question about that. Hey, I'm going to give you the Southern Indiana matchup of the evening, week number 6. Bob, are you ready?
I'm ready when you are.
How about 4A? They're coming up from Santa Claus on the road to Hobstadt. 5-0, number 1 in 4A, Heritage Hills. And Gibson Southern at 4-1. A shout out to Hobstadt. It's going to be hopping coming up later on tonight. Nobody knows how to spell it, but you're certainly going to be able to party and play in it tonight.
Well, if you're a race fan, you've been to the racetrack, so maybe that helps.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, I think it's a fantastic game. I think you clearly rattled off the stats. Heritage Hills with Jet Goldsberry. He is a legit Mr. Football candidate. They won the championship a year ago. He was fantastic. A lot of those guys are back. They have incredibly talented kids. A couple of their interior linemen are going to SEC schools. So up front, they're a formidable opponent. You love what Nick Hart has done at Gibson Southern. They'll throw the ball. This one would be a fantastic, and frankly, it's my personal favorite in terms of games tonight. I mean, this is a state championship level competition tonight, John, and it wouldn't surprise me if either one of them won the 5A championship, or the 4A championship. And obviously, have to get through Chittard to get to that point. But these are two good teams.
That's Bob Lovell of Indiana Sports Talk right there. I'm going to give some love to this one, too. Shout out to our good friend. We haven't talked to him in a while, Jim Sorgi. His son, Jack, is the quarterback, I believe, at Tri-West, right? He's going to Louisville. I think he's already committed. 4-1 Tri-West. And how about from Trafalgar, which is equally difficult to spell, like Hobstadt. You got 3A, 4-1 Indian Creek, and a battle of 4-1s later on tonight.
It's a great game. Indian Creek has just been, both of them have had a tremendous run. Indian Creek, quite frankly, might have surprised a few people. But Tri-West these are two teams, John, have great tradition and great support and are playing superior football right now. So add this to that great list of tremendous games going on tonight.
Yeah, and then obviously in 2A, Adams Central number 1, 5-0. Brownstown Central 5-0. They get 0-5. Seymour, that's probably not going to end well for the Owls. Number 3 is LaPel. They're 5-0. 1-4 Rushville. Triton Central is 5-0. The pride of Shelby County right there. Shout out right there, and they get 4A Lebanon 4-1. Bob later on tonight.
Tim Abel's guys at Triton Central have been playing well. They are a fundamentally sound team, John. They don't make mistakes. They have a crushing running game, and so I like them. I like everything they do. Lebanon is playing awfully well. Lebanon's 1-4 at this point, so this is another one of those games. Two really, really good football teams.
Bob Lovell of Indiana Sports Talk. You got that, and you got a lot of college action going on this weekend, don't you, buddy?
We absolutely do. It's one of those great weekends, John.
And it is, isn't it? Are you staked out in Franklin and ready to go later on tonight?
I am. I'm in. I'm in for the night, brother. Although my wife and I, we are going to do something we don't normally do. We're sneaking out for an early dinner because, John, 61 years ago today, I had my first date with the prettiest girl at Plainfield Junior High, and little did we know that we'd still be together 61 years later.
I'm going to tell you what. That's a story that needs to be on film right there. Has anybody written that screenplay of your love affair of 61 years?
No, we've been married 56, married right out of high school, and listen, we're incredibly proud of it. We still like each other, and I think that's the amazing thing. Man. And you can understand this with your schedule. In the 56 years of marriage, I've never been home on the weekends.
That's incredible. Hey,
so, yeah,
I'm telling
61 years ago today, we went to watch the Plainfield High School football team. That was our first date.
Bob Lovell. 61 years ago today, Bob Lovell realized something that we all should realize. Always play up. Always try to outkick the coverage, buddy. Always.
I have.
You know what I mean?
I absolutely understand. I know it. I'm smart enough to know it, and it's been unbelievably rewarding. Our lives have gone in the direction neither one of us ever predicted, and it couldn't have gone better.
Well done there, Palomino. We appreciate you. Hey, have a great weekend on Indiana Sports Talk. We shall be listening, and we'll do it again next week. Thanks, Bob.
Thank you, John.
61 years to the date. That's incredible. Behringer's Tavern goes all the way back to 1879. Rob's going to join us a little bit later on. Hey, I need some text line action right here. I almost said I need some action, which may also be true. But, I need some text line action right here. 317-239-1070. Anybody give me a little action right here regarding the Colts and the Rams this weekend? I thought maybe picking against them would inspire you to give me some blank, and you haven't yet. Nothing. Don Fischer a little bit earlier on his birthday. I will say this. Chris Hammer is here. Chris, not that one. Put that one over there and grab that one. There you go. There you go. Put that one over there and grab that one. But Chris Hammer, I don't know if his dad, Jason Hammer, who's right across the hall where James is sitting right now. Hey, James, Chris Hammer looks like Scott Stapp of Creed in here. Is that a quality from the Hammer family that I'm completely unaware of right here? Yeah, Scott Stapp working of Creed, if you've ever seen Scott Stapp. Quick break, we'll come back. Live at Behringer's Tavern. Hey, Chris, get you something real right here, my brother. Come on, man. Get you something real right here. Mike Wells, Chris Hagan, Joel A. Erickson, and you and I. 239-1070 coming up next.
Yes, of course. The holy hand grenade of Antioch. Right. 1, 2, 5. Lisa, 3.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
Hey, welcome back. Barringer's Tavern, the legendary Barringer's Tavern, Bud Light Blue Friday. If you're watching on the AAA Membership Lounge via YouTube Live, look what my guys at Zinc did for our incredible listener, Matt. This is the stuff you can win if you come out, right, Matt, to live shows. Holy crap. Man. Look at these shoes, man.
They're incredible. I'm only going to wear them on Fridays and Sundays. That's it.
Whoa.
Or game days.
Well, and here's what else. If you're watching, these are Nike shoes, Nike Air shoes, with the Colts logo, blue and white, and Bud Light right there. But here's the best part about it. It's got your damn name on the tongue right there.
It's got my name on the tongue. And I needed this so bad because I lost my job this week. So
you did not.
I did.
Oh, dude. Let's get you a job.
Hey, let's do it.
Let's go job hunting, right? What's your field? What do you want to do?
Well, I was a Liberty Mutual auto adjuster, and they let me go. So
all right,
after 7 years.
Let's see if we can find our good friend Matt a job. He is the biggest Colts fan ever. He comes to every show, and he's got the coolest shoes of all time right here with Matt on the tongue. Let's find Matt a job right here. 239-1070 on the text stream. Send me something there or call if we can get Matt a job. Let's get Matt a job right here.
Let's do it.
But these are some badass shoes right here.
They are, man. I've been waiting for them, but you know what?
I love the shirts too, man. I do. But these shoes, I've got a shoe arousal right now a little bit.
I needed a win this week, and this was
my brother.
This
makes me feel great. Thank you, pal, for coming out as always.
Absolutely, dude. You're my homie.
That's Matt right there, who's a frequent listener to the show. Let's get him a job as well. That's Matt with the great shoes from our friends from Zinc and Bud Light on a Blue Friday at Barringer's. Hey, James, give me Mike in Brooklyn, New York before the top of the hour. Mike, go ahead. What you got, brother?
JMV, what's up? Yeah, listen, got to keep the train rolling here. Like Rick Venturi's take, on these regular seasons, you got to treat them as 17 individual weeks with different circumstances and dynamics to them. And I think Steichen is doing, he's doing a good job of that this year. Listening to these guys, they seem like they're all locked in. They're all like pulling in the same direction, and that is what's different from this team. Day one mentality and the guitar that he's given out before the games. This is all, progress as, from the head coach department, because you could tell these guys are locked in, so they got to keep it going.
All right, your Monday recap is what we got to have, too, Mike in Brooklyn. Okay, have a great weekend in Brooklyn, New York. We appreciate it, as always, buddy.
Yeah, I appreciate you, JMV. Take care. Have a good weekend.
It's Mike in Brooklyn, New York. The spreadability of Win Schuler's in your favorite grocer's refrigerator. Original sharp cheddar, bacon, and cheddar, and jalapeno pepper. Win Schuler's spreadability. 2025 and the football season. The legendary Barringers. People are filing in right now. Let's get my guy Matt a job. He needs a gig right here. Great dude. Let me know, 317-239-1070. We'll do that. And the return of Mike Wells, the slow jam re-entry. And Mike, Joel A. Erickson, Chris Hagan, and more coming up from Barringer's on a Bud Light Blue Friday with 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
JMV.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
James, go ahead and bring our next guest up so he can walk up, talk it up right here. We're live at Barringer's Tavern, Bud Light Blue Friday.
You say stop. Be playing with your body, baby, till you're hot. Let me do all the things you want me to do. Oh, here we go, my favorite part.
Hit it. Let's hit it.
'Cause tonight, baby, I want to get freaky with you.
He's back. Mike Wells, the Atlanta, Georgia band, Silk and Freak Me. I thought that was the only way to bring him back on. He's been MIA for the past month or plus or so. Mike Wells, ESPN Radio from Brownsburg, Indiana. A friend of the show is on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Are you feeling good to be back?
Man, it feels so good, and that is a great re-entry song for me to roll back in on. Listen, life has been hectic last couple months.
Yeah.
Your girl, Layla Lee Wells, has kept me busy, traveling around. Hey,
yes.
Basketball, all these good things and stuff, but it feels so good to be back with the crew, and a great job bringing back a little 1992, 1993 Silk.
Yes.
Like me, baby.
How's our girl Layla doing over there? Is Hoops doing well over in Brownsburg?
Yes, it's a little. She's not. I have to pull her out of the bed at 5 a.m. for a 5:45 a.m. Workouts on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But once she gets up and gets downstairs, life is good. All is well once she gets downstairs. She's doing good. How's my girl Laney doing?
She is awesome. Taking her she's going to everything. And hey, Mike, and then I throw this in. Like some of our coaching staff will play on Thursday night, then I whip their ass too for good measure. How about that? I love doing that. I love whipping the ass of our coaching staff. That makes me feel good.
Are you out there giving Setmeyer some work on the court?
Oh, well, he doesn't play because he says, my back hurts. And I go, good God. I said, just say you don't want to play. My back hurts. Yeah, okay. My back. Actually, I like him a great deal, but I'm going to make fun of him right now because that's the first thing he said. The reason I don't play is my back hurts. I said, brother, all of our back hurts, all right? Every last one of us dudes at this age. So, yeah, it's a poor excuse, Mike.
Oh, man. And so is Laney getting to the workouts? She's liking the program and everything?
Yeah, she is good. Hey, Mike, I know you feel the same way about Layla. I could not be more proud of her because there is so much, especially in this day and age of going through high school, that you have to adjust to on a daily basis. I mean, I just kind of jacked around for 4 years, right? And it all kind of came to me. But these guys have to be prepared and then adapt to stuff. And, I can't be more proud of her than I am. And I know you feel the same way about Layla because it is much different than when we went through high school.
I tell my kids all the time, thank goodness there was no such thing as social media and cell phones with video because my ass would have been busted nonstop doing stupid things when I was in high school. And probably would have been, my parents would have been kicking my butt knowing the things I was doing if it was posting on social media on TikTok and Twitter and Snapchat and all that stuff. Oh, my God. I would have to be a perfect angel. Instead, I was a pain in the rear end some 30 years ago.
Mike, even without video, I got in trouble. There wasn't a damn day when I wasn't running balcony laps or doing – I got in trouble even without video. Can you imagine? I mean, what the mess I would be with video. There's zero way I could navigate now.
Oh, man, I'm with you on that. Listen, I'm glad I'm back because it is a great time to be a sports fan in the state of Indiana right now. When you look at, obviously, the Fever doing what they're doing on Caitlin Clark, IU, the buzz is off the charts. I spend more time talking to students about IU football than I have in all my years combined down there. And obviously, The Daniel Jones switch to quarterback is working out just fine. I figure we got to hit this now before Pacers start training camp, where things might kind of die down a little bit on the hypeness of the sports in the state of Indiana.
Wells, when I was pulling in the parking lot here for the show, I almost just stayed in the car, but I just listened to you sing. But I'm glad to hear you back where you belong. And you're right. I always said the benchmark of the greatest sports year in Indiana was the year 2000, when so many things went down. You know, Pacers in the finals, Colts hosted their first playoff game in Indy. F1 was here, first year of the Fever, Final Four was here, on and on and on. But 2025 is really giving it a run for its money, and it's by no means over. I mean, Purdue's going to begin the season, what, John, in basketball? Top 5?
Yeah, probably number 1.
IU's making a run for the playoffs. Here go the Fever. Colts off and running. This reminds you of why an idiot like me from the South has stayed here so long, because once things get cooking in central Indiana, there's no place better for sports.
First of all, it's good to hear my favorite 2'5" Ginger's voice. It's good to have you join me. Some things haven't changed. I'm still talking a lot of trash and everything, so I'm glad you're out there. But no, you're right. Hey, I got to say this, and I would love to hear your thoughts, John. I'm sure you've discussed it on the show. But everybody was saying, what the hell was Chris Ballard doing? Why are they giving up on Anthony Richardson? Why is Shane Steichen done with Richardson? That Daniel Jones switch has worked out great for the Colts, and not only from a short-term standpoint, if they keep playing well, which, I mean, I believe they're going to win the division. We'll see after these next few games and stuff, but you're looking at potential Daniel Jones staying here long-term. Has your thoughts changed on Ballard, Jay?
Hey, Mike, does it make me sound bad that back in January I wanted to fire everybody? Seriously, I wanted to fire everybody, get rid of everybody, and start new. Does that look bad now?
I mean, listen, honestly, it was a frustration of not only you getting tired of talking about how bad the Colts are on the air, but the fan base's frustration and everything. Hey, I had people say they would go up to Westfield and get Chris Ballard out of town. But now, I mean, they're 3-0. We'll see how it goes when they go on the road to face the Rams team that choked down the stretch against the Eagles last weekend. The schedule will get tougher, but you got to like the sense of the change of D coordinator, what Daniel's doing. Ty Warren is just killing it at tight end. Jonathan Jones is being Jonathan Jones. This is what the Colts expected once they selected Anthony Richardson after a year or so, a couple years ago. It's just taking a couple years and a different quarterback for the signs of promise to finally start up here.
And let's not forget, Jones, a first-round draft pick, he's only 28 years old, so there's plenty of tread still on that tire. But it is interesting because a lot of folks had given up maybe on Ballard and Steichen. A lot of folks had already given up on Daniel Jones. It makes me wonder, and I'll ask both of you this, who needed who more? Did the Colts need Daniel Jones, or did Daniel Jones need the Colts? Because both of them are much better off than they were a year ago today.
I'll go first. I say the Colts need Daniel Jones more than Daniel needed the Colts, because it has just been such, outside of the Phillip Rivers year, it has been such a boring and unenthusiastic product from the Colts. Andrew Luck retired in 2019. Now they have it. I mean, shoot. When they won a Week 1 game for the first time since I was covering them in 2013, I was like, holy cow. Then they go, thankful for the penalty on the flag on the late at the end of the Denver game, 2-0. And then listen, the Titans are the Titans. They're not a good football team, but still, 3-0. There's like hope and optimism for the first time in who knows how long.
If they win Sunday, Mike, they're going to win 10 games at least. I mean, if they're 4-0 and they got the Raiders coming up next week, I mean, who knows how many wins they could get. And you're right, they won a season opener for the first time since 2013. They haven't won the division since 2014. They haven't made the playoffs since 2020. I mean, they can just start Xing off all these demons week by week, and the more, each week goes by, you start putting some distance between those other teams, and this could turn out to be, you don't want to get too far ahead of yourselves, but it's lining up really nice so far.
It is. I mean, you think about it. Obviously, it's going to take some time for Ward down in Tennessee to get going. C.J. Stroud is just going. I don't know what the hell's going on in Houston. I'm just curious about the Jaguars. I'm not going to shut the door on the Jaguars, but it is like, man, the Colts have. People are talking about the Colts in a positive for the first time in who knows how long, and that's a great buzz. And John, I know you got to love it from 3 to 6 right now that you're not sitting here having to just basically pull your pants down and take a squat on the direction of the franchise.
Yeah, I've been tired of squatting on the franchise. There's no doubt about that. I kind of look at it as I tell people, Mike, to embrace the moment, and then we'll sort it all out to see where they go. Because through the first 3 weeks, well, they played a weak schedule. Nobody's been any good. And this is going to be the best gauge so far coming up on Sunday in L.A. But I've told people it has been so long since you've been able to really, truly enjoy it. Enjoy it, and then if it goes haywire or if it goes south, we'll talk about it when that happens. But no, it is in stark contrast so much of a refreshing difference than it has been. It's good to see. I mean, it really is. I don't openly root, Mike, for these teams around here, but I openly root for the people that support them, to go out and watch, that use their disposable income to be a part of it. And I'm happy for them because they're able, at least so far in the month of September in 2025, to celebrate this.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to backtrack real quick. Yes, the teams they played have not been very good, but with that said, the way I look at it as, the way I'm flipping it around is how they won those games. I mean, they stomped. They sat here and stomped on the Titans last week, and then obviously we talked about the Broncos on how they beat the Broncos. They humiliated the Dolphins in Week 1. Had they lost or even won close games against 2 of the 3 teams which are bad, people wouldn't have had optimism. It's the fact that they basically put their foot on their throats and said, "Hey, we're not just going to be a ho-hum, barely win against bad team football teams." It's more so I look at it as, yes, bad teams, but they dominated both of those bad teams. So that's why I kind of flipped the script on them a little bit.
And bad teams, true, Mike, but each and every week we see a bad team beat somebody. So you can't say, oh, well, look. I mean, in the NFL, you always hear coaches say, hey, any win in the NFL is tough. But then you see that week in and week out because there are teams like, I mean, look at the Browns last week. Who thought the Browns were going to beat the Packers? And the Packers kind of peed down their leg on that one. But that to me is, you never apologize for a win no matter who you played.
No, 100% in that situation. So it's fun. Listen, who knows what's going to happen in this fever season? I mean, obviously, you got the Aces out there. Aces got the league MVP. No Caitlin Clark and everything. But credit to what this franchise has done without Caitlin Clark for so long. And then, Mendoza just stepped in and, like, a great pickup by Cignati at the quarterback spot. So it's great to see. And those boys up I-65 in West Lafayette, like you said, John said they may be the number 1 team in the country. So it is a great time to be in the state of Indiana and to be a quote-unquote Hoosier.
So Mike Wells of ESPN Radio is making his triumphant return on the show on a Friday. He's with us on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, Behringer's Tavern. Legendary place since 1879 is our Bud Light Blue Friday location. So I've gone out. What's that?
Oh, sorry about that. Trey was getting in the car for soccer practice. I meant to hit mute, so my bad.
Are you going to Westfield tonight?
Nah, man. Listen, that's too far of a drive for me to go up there and watch Brownsburg stomp another team. So I'm going to go ahead and chill, watch online tonight. Listen, when you're loaded with Power 5 guys on offense and the defense is underrated, it is a great story in Brownsburg out there. But I'm not going to be dealing with that traffic to head up to Westfield. I just watch it online and support my Bulldogs. And hopefully we'll get a Brownsburg Center Grove game in the postseason at some point.
Oh. How about this? I think Center Grove's like working on its fifth-string running back because of injuries right now. But still, I mean, Eric Moore is an absolute genius. There's no doubt about that. Now, this Oscar kid at quarterback, he's pretty good from what I hear.
Yeah, no, hey, no, Oscar Fry. Oscar Fry is a very good quarterback. I mean, he's only a junior, so it's interesting. I just love high school sports. I know Chris does not work on a Friday night. He hasn't worked on a Friday night in 25 years. He hasn't covered high school sports out there. I do see other networks showing up in Brownsburg with their cameras, getting a lot of footage. But I'm not going to go down that path again because I know Hagan, once he gets rolling, I'm talking about TV, other networks, he gets rolling, so I'm going to leave it alone.
Well, I can tell you this, Mike Wells. We have a young man who interned at our station who is now a bigwig out there at Brownsburg, and he supplies us with the needed video each and every week. So that's why we work smart, not hard, but we do, by all means, we take care of the Bulldogs.
Hey, tell Mike where you go on Friday night after the show.
I usually go. I'm not going to name the actual place, but I usually go somewhere in either Anderson or Shelbyville.
So you know where he's going, right, Mike?
Hey, man, they know you by name. They know you by name.
Mr. Hagan, good to see you again. We have your usual table.
But by the way, listen, I love the casino up in Anderson because that's where John and I were up there acting like we were part of BBD some years ago. We were trying to get on stage and replace Bobby, who was out of shape and couldn't sing songs anymore. So I have all the love in the world for the casino up there in Anderson.
Hey, Mike, in closing here, Pacer Media Day, a team you used to cover, is coming up on Monday. I love what Chad Buchanan said. I mean, they feel that this team should compete. I have stated this. I'm a believer in this group in high-level competition still, even with the losses. What do you think?
I love it because I think Rick Carlisle, right now, in my firm belief, is the best coach in the NBA. And I think coaching-wise, he will have the boys ready. And you look at the makeup of the Eastern Conference, there's so many guys dealing with injuries out there. I mean, the Celtics won't have Tatum out there. So anything, I'm not going to say the Pacers are getting back to the finals or even to the Eastern Conference finals, but they'll compete and they'll be in the mix.
Mike Wells of ESPN Radio is back. I love to Layla, and we'll do it again next Friday, man. I'm glad we've got you back on here. I was kind of concerned for a moment, but we're glad to have you back.
Hey, I'm glad to be back. Hey, my favorite 1'2" ginger. You have a good weekend. I know you're not working tonight. Later, fellas.
You got it. I got a foot and a half shorter in 10 minutes.
He did,
talking.
man. He did.
When you said the guy was named Oscar, I thought you were going to say his name was Oscar Goldman.
Chris Hagan of Fox 59. Hey, Matt is here. Matt's looking for a job. He just lost his job. I got a number and a name for you right here, buddy.
There we go.
We got a number and a name for you. I want to get you a gig before this weekend is ending. Matt is a great dude and a great listener, big-time Colts fan. Lost his job this week. Got some awesome shoes, courtesy of Zinc and Bud Light on a Blue Friday. Yet another reason why you've got to be here. We're at Barringer's Tavern on the south side. I know Hagan loves it, man. We got some conversation on the other side. Somebody wants you to talk Mississippi State football.
We got a big one. We'll do it. Got a big one coming up.
And on the other side, more. We've got Joel A. Erickson first, and Joel is coming up with Fox 59 and Chris Hagan, too. Do not go anywhere. Stream the app. It's HD Radio, the AAA Membership Lounge. Become a AAA member today. Get the Harris Hoosier Park Race of the Day and so much more. Behringer, South Meridian, 93.5, 107.5 The Fan.
The Ride with JMV.
Look up idiot in the dictionary. You know what you'll find?
Picture me?
No. The definition of the word idiot, which you f***ing are.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
Do you know how much I love the near south side? I do. Always have and always will. I love Behringer's. We're going to be joined by our good friend Rob, who's the owner, coming up in a bit. 1879, the legendary Behringer's on a Bud Light Blue Friday. I love my friends from Zinc, too. The Zinc location not too far away, off of Shelby as well. Bud Light Blue Friday. Travis is here who got a promotion. We're going to bring that up a bunch. I believe we're trying to find our good friend Matt a gig who just recently lost his gig. So we're trying to do that on this Friday as well, also giving you Raiders Colts tickets on this Bud Light Blue Friday. Mike Wells a little bit earlier, back for the first time in a couple of months, the podcast 1075thefan.com. And Don Fischer, who is celebrating a birthday today. Early in the show, he's on a flight to Iowa City right now for IU and Iowa, coming up tomorrow afternoon at 3:30. Chris Hagan of Fox 59 rejoins us right there.
I missed Fisher.
You did.
I got this. You like that, don't you? I got this at
good.
Cabo Wabo. I bought it there.
That's Rob right there. Hey, Rob, go ahead and mount up with us here, too. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and join us right here. I do want to get to Eric. Eric, you have help for our good friend Matt in the gig category right here at 239-1070. Hello, Eric.
Hey, JMV, how are you? I appreciate that. Real quick, I've been in recruiting about 13 years. I worked for a wonderful company called Mercury Insurance as a principal recruiter, and I can help Matt out, seriously.
There we go.
Well, let's you get in my text stream or send me an email or something with your number, Eric, and I can pass. Sure. Matt's sitting right in front of me right now, and I'll pass along to Matt. Because I want to try to get him a gig before the end of the weekend right here.
No, I'm serious. You tell him keep his head up. It's a crazy market, but we have opportunity. So I will definitely pass the information, encourage Matt to reach out.
He is a great, and here's what I know, Matt, he's dedicated. He is a dedicated dude, incredibly loyal. And to me, everything I would know and everything I would know from him would be that he would be an incredible employee for you.
Well,
so,
thank you.
Yes.
It makes sense because that's what the world we live in now. Mm-hmm.
It is. Eric, make sure, Eric, I can get a number to contact you, and I'll pass it along to Matt right here. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
Good stuff right there. That's what Hoosiers. That's what Hoosiers are all about.
That's what we do right there. We see Matt all the time. He's a friend of the show, and I mean, he lost his job this week, and we want to find him a job.
Here's what I say to people. I've known a lot of people that lose their job, and I say, the day you lose the job, that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
Grieve, sad, cry, scream. Next day, we're moving forward. So that's what I would tell you. The hardest part's over. It's only going to get better from here.
I lost a job working for Indiana University once because they found me sleeping beneath a bunch of laundered covers. I mean, I was hungover.
If they're going to nitpick.
It was during the summertime.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember down in Bloomington. It was during the summertime.
I had a summer job where working on this construction, working for the electrician.
Yeah.
And me and my buddy, we would crawl up into these big 18-wheelers and get on top of the boxes and just go to sleep.
Did you? Yeah.
There was nothing really for us to do. We were just. But if they ever needed you, the rare occasion they needed you, you better be around because that's when they would notice you weren't doing anything. I was good at it. I was good at doing nothing.
Before I got into radio up here, because a friend of mine liked to play basketball, and he hired me to be a part of his mortgage firm, and I couldn't add, which was problematic. But, I also got gas from that. But then that kind of led me to the next stop, and that was back in radio up here, and then that's where we're at.
I mean, thank God for TV and radio because you and me would be in a lot of trouble.
Man, I'd be so screwed. I can't do anything. I can't even do this, to be quite honest with you. But
it's
can you imagine?
Not only can I not do anything, I don't want to do anything. But I love coming here. This is one of my favorite spots.
You know, when I answered that ad, they said, we need somebody to come out and drink ice cold Bud Light on a Friday at Barringer's Tavern and talk sports with the owner, Rob, and the place has been here since 1879, Rob. Man, I answered the call, and here I am years later.
That's right.
How about that? Your place is hopping today. I love this place.
It's a party.
So much right here.
Everybody drinking Bud Light, hanging out with the guys from Budweiser, and yeah, it's a good time.
So what's been going on in the world of Barringer's Tavern here since we've last left you a couple of months ago?
I don't know. We had a good summer, and we're just riding into the fall. Football season. We play all the games, during during the weekend, college and pro.
Yeah.
I got something, man. You're not down with the Colts this weekend?
I picked against them.
He picks against them every week, basically.
I do not. I picked
every week but one.
I picked
every
them
week but
last
one. He
week.
picks
It's
against
all
them.
look. This game's all about JT.
You think so?
Yeah, Colts are averaging what 150 a game.
I think it's all about
They're
not turning it over and turning the Rams over. That's just me.
They're 17-7-1 when JT goes over 100 yards.
You're going to give me the stats right here,
And the
Rob.
Rams
Thank you.
give up like 105 a game. So
The key,
looking good.
The point that John made. I mean, you've punted one time.
Right.
You've not turned the ball over, and the hidden stat. It's great. Everybody likes to see the offense out there not going 3 and out and holding the ball. You know how that also benefits the defense.
Yeah, they get to rest.
They're fresh. They're coming out. And I talked to the guys last week about that, and they talked about it again this week, you're over there making adjustments. You go out there fresh, and you can go all out on a possession where, you know what, we've been over there for 10 minutes. We've been over there for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It's not like they're moving the chains or, okay, now here comes the Colts, 3 and out. Let's get back out there. It's beneficial for both sides of the ball. But one thing that concerns me, and I got into it on Twitter with a guy last week about this, is about Schrader. Can Schrader kick a meaningful field goal over 50 yards? We saw the game last night. A guy trots out there and kicks a 52-yarder to win it. Yeah. How confident is Steichen going to be if you can try a 57-yarder or give away the ball at midfield, basically?
Evidently he's confident because he tried him out there from 60.
And that was horrible.
It was awful.
And then he missed one last week from he said he hit it, but you got it. In today's, even Al Michaels joked last night that when Herbstreit said, they're in field goal range, he said, nowadays you cross the 50, you're in field goal range.
No, it's crazy.
The Colts need to be that. The Colts need to have that weapon, because in some of there's been some blowouts. There are going to be some games where can you trot a guy out there and make a 58-yarder? And right now, not saying he can't do it. He's done it in college. He hasn't shown us on the pro level he can go out there and do this.
All right, you convinced me. They're going to lose.
I'm saying a game like this,
I will say this.
a 3.5-point spread, that could come into play this week.
They were moving the football against Denver, and then they just kind of bogged themselves down. So I don't think it's so much about Schrader. I mean, you could put him in position to kick like they did ultimately with a leverage call, but it's just the coaching thing probably worries me more than anything else, because there are sometimes you wonder with Shane Steichen if he's more meant to be an offensive guru and a coordinator than he is an overall team manager as a head coach. And I think that is still in question right now, and fairly so.
I love Steichen's play calling. I love his schemes. But there's a difference in being that guy and also the game management guy, the clock management guy, the down and distance guy. And he admitted he handled that, didn't handle that the way he'd do it now. So what are we talking about? This is only his third season. He's 3 games into his third season. There are still going to be moments you'll learn from that. And to tell you about, everybody remembers the 2005 Colts were better than the 2006 Colts that won the Super Bowl. 2005, they lose that game to the Steelers. Vanderjagt famously misses the 47-yarder. But I put a little bit on Peyton because they got down there and Peyton felt like they're in field goal range to tie it. He's throwing it deep. There were plays underneath to Edgerrin or to Dallas Clark. You could have gotten that closer to a field goal, because there's a huge difference, 47-yarder to keep the season alive, 47-yarder week 4. So I just want to see Schrader make a long field goal in a meaningful moment, and maybe that presents itself this week.
I'll go with a simple thing. Wins are hard. None of us thought they'd have 3 of them
now. Although I have picked them all 3 weeks. So if you're on board with Hagen, you're 3-0.
That's almost like you're a butt sniffer.
You know what? I've been on this show many a time and picked against the Colts without sniffing butts.
I just look at it this way, and you're right, Rob, about the fact that 3-0, and that's a feel good. I just think the Rams, this is clearly, I think, going to be the toughest test they face so far. There's zero doubt about that. And the Rams coming off the bad beat of the year last week in Philadelphia against the Super Bowl champions, the defending. I think it's going to be really difficult. And, they've missed players before, but we're talking about some players of significant roles, both defensively and offensively. And we'll see how this thing goes, Chris, coming up on Sunday. That's a tough dynamic to deal with.
Especially this early in the season. You're used to things happening. Guys get banged and bruised up. But this early in the season, to have key pieces out, you talk about a guy like Kenny Moore, and you get a guy, off the street that will be as ready as he can be. But there's injuries on both sides of the ball. That's what happens. They say next man up for a reason, but this will be on the road, the toughest test. It'll be a salty bunch of Rams, and that's why it's a 3.5-point spread. It's every week you're going to see games that are going to come down to one or two key plays, and I think if the Colts win the turnover battle, I think they win the game.
All right, Rob is here again. We're at the legendary south side of downtown Indianapolis establishment, and Barringer's is our location today. Make sure everybody knows your operational hours and why they should be here, because this is awesome today.
Well, they should be here because it's fun.
Yes, there's no doubt about that.
We're open 11 to midnight, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Why don't you just look at the wall? Just look at the wall right there, John. It's on the wall.
Well, because I want Rob to tell everybody
Sunday.
about it.
So it's 7 days a week, man. 7 days a week.
Other than Colts fans, obviously, do you see pockets of fan bases from other teams that'll come in here? What's the most popular team aside from the Colts? Or is there just random?
It's very random. Yeah.
No Packers or Bears folks come in here?
No, not really. Not really.
What about, how do you guys do on a Saturday with college football?
Big IU and Purdue.
Yeah.
Purdue was better. We'd be packed in Purdue's games, but definitely IU.
Should be
those
good
guys,
tomorrow with IU, yeah.
They put some points up, don't they?
You got a day game on the road. You should have a good crowd for this. Would be a great place. Come out and get you some pizza. Come out and watch you some IU. And you're right, more eyes than ever on that program. And
as we get to the fall, a lot of times there's a group that'll run a bus. They're going to the game. They'll come here before they take off.
That's awesome.
Take off to the game. So
great food too. We should mention that.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, some of the infamous folks that have been in this establishment in the past, we've gone over this before, but let's recollect that again.
Besides you, names. John, infamous.
JMV and who else?
John Dillinger.
That's nice.
John Dillinger, for sure. Al Capone used to make some stops.
Wow.
You know how incredible that is? Capone and Dillinger in this place, right here. Maybe on this stool. Maybe drinking ice cold Bud Light.
You think they were good tippers?
I would imagine so.
We were talking about this the other day. When this place opened, there wasn't even electricity.
Candlelight tipping was always really good back then.
Wow,
there's a little treat from AI.
That's outstanding right there, man. Rob, thanks for having us. We love it. We're going to be back here coming up here in
2 or 3 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks. I know this is one of Hagen's favorite stops as well. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks a lot. Appreciate it, guys.
Barringer's, the legendary on the south side. We would love to see you right here. We have Raiders Colts tickets to give away. And this is not too far from, for example, Chris, Gamebridge Fieldhouse in Game 3 of the WNBA semifinals tonight.
Huge game. I think if the Fever are going to win this series, they have to win tonight. I don't think they could drop this and then win 2 straight. So
I'd agree.
We always love to say must win, John. I believe this is must win. In fact, I believe the Fever need to win both of these games to advance. They need to win tonight and Sunday. I wouldn't like the odds going back to a Game 5 in Vegas.
Joel A. Erickson of the Star at the top of the hour. First and Joel on Fox 59 with Chris Hagen and I coming up here. So, don't leave. And we're trying to find our good friend Matt a gig. He just lost his gig this week, too. Bud Light Blue Friday, Barringer's Tavern. We're on the south side, actually, Meridian and Pleasant Run Parkway. It is so easy to find. We would love to see you here. Don't go anywhere. Stream the app, HD Radio, AAA Membership Lounge via YouTube Live. Thank you all for joining us on this Friday. 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
Wenschuler Spreadability 2025 football season is back. All your snacking needs, crackers, chips, and then some. Original sharp cheddar, bacon and cheddar. Jalapeno pepper, Wenschuler's Spreadability. Find it at Meijer today. Find it at Gordon Food Service. Find it, hopefully, at your favorite grocer's refrigerator. And tell me when you do find it. We'll let everybody else know. Wenschuler's Spreadability back for 2025. The Ryder Cup 2025 best moments. We got that going on, too. And day number 1 updates coming up, by the way. MGK tickets, number 9 at 239-1070. MGK, that's the former Machine Gun Kelly. MGK. Ruoff next summer, number 9 at 239-1070 is going to go. Chris Hagan rejoins us right now. Chris, I should mention that somebody has asked this. Normally when you're on the show, this is the only time when this is ever brought up. Could you please kindly ask Hagan to bestow some Mississippi State football knowledge upon us right here? It's from Nick.
Okay.
There you go.
Tried to mute me, huh? When I talk Mississippi State, I say how it is. The Bulldogs 4-0 straight up. 4-0, John, against the spread. They're 7.5-point dogs against the Tennessee Volunteers. And I'm tempted to tell you, like I told you against Arizona State, to go money line. But I really think I would take State plus the 7.5. I don't know if they'll win. I'll be happy if they do. But I think that's going to be a raucous crowd in Stark Vegas. I think the Dogs will keep it close, if not beat the Volunteers. Because let's face it, Tennessee looks at this game as like, who cares, Mississippi State. They're going to roll down there, try to mail it in, and they'll be sadly mistaken when they do.
Mississippi State Bulldogs update right there. What do you think about IU on the road at Iowa tomorrow?
I tell you what, man, that's scary. You know, IU's an 8-point road favorite.
Are you seriously scared, or are you frightened?
Well, whenever I say that, I'm not saying I'm frightened.
Oh, okay.
I'm speaking on behalf of the IU fans. Like I speak on behalf, I don't say, when people talk about the Colts, some of our news anchors say, we got a big game this weekend. I'm like, no, you don't. You're going to be in the studio, okay? They have
news people are so dorky talking about sports.
Oh,
seriously.
it's so bad.
It's so bad.
And by the way, I love all my coworkers.
And they're dorky in general, too.
These news people. John, let me tell you about these news people.
Who are the news anchors? Who's the girl on CBS 4 with Bob?
Chelsea Helms.
Who is Chelsea Helms?
You know, she took some heat, John, for mocking me the other day. I did my Fever hits on, they had me do the Fever on CBS and Fox, and Whitlick did the Colts hit.
Yeah.
So, you know me, I love a good pun. So did you hear my Weird Al Yankovic song?
I must have. No, I did. Yeah, I did hear that.
I had one for Fever and the Dream, and it was, ooh, Dream Fever, which met to the same response you just gave me.
So this is Chelsea Helms right here?
Yeah, that's her. So then, on the heels of my Woo Dream Fever, so for the Fever and Las Vegas Aces, I sang Fever Las Vegas, kind of like Viva Las Vegas.
Makes sense.
And on the air, she openly mocked my joke.
She did.
So some people took to my defense on social media, and I let her know. I'm like, hey, the people are with me on this and not you, so loosen up and have some fun. Is that her right there? No, we love. So. I'll tell you what, Chelsea's kind of a smart ass. You would like her, but you know what I'm like. It's like when Wells makes fun of me on the air.
Yeah.
Some people think Wells doesn't like me, but if he didn't like me, he wouldn't make fun of me. So I think that's where Chelsea was coming from. She can give it and take it as well. So I think that was it. But a lot of people had my back, because it looked like she didn't enjoy the Chris Hagan style of humor.
So previously served in Grand Junction, Colorado. Is that true for Chelsea Helms?
It said served. Was she in the service?
It worked.
No, I think she's from upstate New York.
Is she?
Originally.
How the hell did she get here?
She applied for the job. And
Chelsea Helms. Would she work on this show at all or not? Just out of curiosity.
What time is it? We ought to call her right now and get her on the show. Let's try to call her and see what she says.
We'll do that. Joel A. Erickson at the top of the hour. Chelsea Helms, CBS 4.
I'm going to text her and get her to call in right now.
I'm assuming she's probably about 40 years younger than Bob Donaldson, right?
What is wrong with you?
Well, I mean, I think Bob Donaldson's been around here for a long time.
I'm going to make her call real quick for 30 seconds. I know you got to hit a break in a second. And she has to go on the air in a second, but let's do it.
JMV, thanks. Pass it along to Hagan from Mississippi State Knowledge Expert Analysis. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. Our guy Derek writes this. Tell Hagan to meet me in Anderson. I need to spend my $50 in dining and betting from Anderson Park Racing and Casino in Anderson. That's a hell of a plan right there, man.
You know what? If you see me there, if you say, hey, that guy looks like Chris Hagan, it probably is Chris Hagan. If you see me in Anderson or Shelbyville. I love them both.
We are at Barringers, the legendary Barringers on South Meridian. We would love to see you. Colts and Rams conversation on the inbound. First and Joel with Joel A. Erickson.
First and Joel.
Chris Hagan, JMV, Bud Light Blue Friday, your chance at Raiders Colts tickets. We would love to see you down here. I know there's a lot going on, but prioritize this moment in your life with us at Barringers. Don't go anywhere. Joel with us, and maybe what's her name again?
Chelsea Helms.
Chelsea Helms of CBS 4. 93.5, 107.5 The Fan.
Ride with JMV.
If anybody needed a victory, get the off the racetrack! You stupid son of a. I think we have to start again.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
Oh, man, a Sky Point RIP to our good friend Robin Miller, who would most certainly love to be at this place, Behringer's Tavern, the legendary spot since 1879. Capone, Dellinger, Hagen, JMV, thank you so much for joining us. Bud Light Blue Friday. We've got Raiders Colts tickets to give away. We so enjoy the fact that you're here with us. And thank you for trying to help out our good friend Matt find a new gig. Matt lost his gig this week, and so many of you are reaching out via the text line at 317-239-1070 to help Matt get a new gig. Hagen, we're all about that for our good friend Matt.
You know what? We give each other a lot of crap around here, but the JMV show is family.
It is.
They've been supportive of you through the years, and so I like to see when you try to help them out.
Meantime, on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, he's going to give us a helper because the Colts are going to need some from various spots with backups coming up on Sunday in Southern California against the Rams. Joel A. Erickson, First and Joel on Fox 59. And 5 o'clock hour on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Joel, thank you for the time. How are you?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Well, it's yet another place where you should be, but one of these days you're going to be here live, and we'll trip that light fantastic for you. But until then, you're kind of forced to hear what we're doing. This is going to be the most challenging game, at least team-wise, the Colts have played. But even more so challenging considering the circumstances of those that have already been ruled out.
Yeah. I think especially the team they're going against makes some of these absences a bigger deal. You know, Matt Gonzalez being out at right guard, that one was kind of a little bit of a surprise just because he finished the game the other day. We did see him get hurt. But this is a Rams team that's pretty good and pretty deep on the interior line. So Dalton Tucker is going to have to play well against Braden Fisk and Kobe Turner and some of these guys that they couldn't afford. Some of these guys that the Rams have in the interior defensive line. And then the other one that really sticks out to me is that Kenny Moore is unavailable, and Puka Nacua plays a lot out of the slot. And I think you'd much rather have Kenny Moore, healthy and available, but obviously he's got to get the Achilles right. I think we're going to see Mike Hilton there, and he hasn't played this year, so I don't really know what to expect.
Yeah, Joel A. Erickson, this is your good friend and colleague Chris Hagen from the wildly popular First and Joel segment of the Blue Zone each and every Sunday morning. Every time people talk about games, they generally talk about team versus team, but it does come down to matchups, and those will be some key things to keep an eye on Sunday. And you talked about the Colts offensive line, and you see a Rams team tied for the lead in sacks. They're going to be getting after Daniel Jones, I should say, and he's done a good job of avoiding the sacks through the first 3 weeks. So that, to me, how much protection can he get, and what will be his reaction? He's done a good job escaping some pressure, and he's also done a good job of taking care of the football when sometimes pressure can lead to those mistakes. To me, that'll be a key indicator come Sunday.
Yeah, he's really done a good job. I think he had the big scramble last week, but I think part of it is that he's done a really good job of knowing where to go with the ball if he's got somebody coming at him and getting it out of his hands quickly. I'm curious to see how this Rams pass rush looks against a quarterback who gets the ball out of his hands fairly quickly, because Daniel Jones is, I think, 8th in the NFL in terms of time to throw, time from the snap to when he lets it go. The guys they've played so far, Cam Ward and Jalen Hurts, C.J. Stroud, those are all the guys that have a reputation for kind of holding on to the ball a little bit more. And if you hold on to the ball a little bit more, you have a tendency to give up some sacks. So I think this is a very good, very young, up-and-coming Rams defensive line, but they haven't really played a quarterback yet who does a good job of getting the ball out of his hands quickly.
In any level of football, when you talk about a team through 3 games that hasn't turned it over, hasn't been going 3 and out, has only punted once, I mean, regardless of who you're playing, that is a recipe for success, and it's been pretty amazing. And Jonathan Taylor and some others talked about it this week about how it's not by accident that they've had such great ball security.
Yeah, absolutely. That they focus on it. It's something they care a lot about. I was, one of the things I've been thinking about this week in terms of the level of competition, I think Miami and Tennessee, we're going to look at those teams and say they were pretty bad. But if you look at that Denver pass rush, we talked it up so much coming into the game, and then it didn't really affect Jones much more than, 1 sack and 6 quarterback hits. But if you look at what they did last week against the Chargers, they sacked Justin Herbert 5 times and hit him 14 times. So that pass rush is just as good as we thought it was. Colts just had a really good day against them.
Yeah, they are. We mentioned the Rams are tied for the league lead, and sacks are tied with the Broncos. So that speaks to what you're saying. It wasn't just like a tomato can they're up there against. John, you can join us back now in the conversation since you chose to walk away right in the middle of me introducing the First and Joel segment from the award-winning Blue
Well,
Zone.
I thought you had it handled. I had to go to the bathroom.
Hey, here's a little tidbit. This is a little funny thing. This is a behind-the-scenes inside joke you can pay attention to on Sunday. Joel and I taped First and Joel. We taped that on Wednesday, and then I got a haircut on Thursday. So if you watch the show, I'm going to have really short hair to start the show. I'll have the segment with Joel where I'll have more hair, and then you'll come back from that segment, and I'll have a haircut again. So if a keen viewer can see that my hair growth will fluctuate throughout the program.
That's a hell of a plan he's got built for you right there, Joel. You know what I'm saying?
Joel has. Go ahead, Joel.
I was supposed to get a haircut on Tuesday, but the person I usually get my haircut from had to cancel. I think because she was getting ready to have her baby. So now I got to figure out where I'm going to get my haircut. I got to figure out where I'm going to get my haircut for the next 6 weeks.
During COVID, I have some clippers, and I would cut Phil and Dave Griffiths. I would cut their hair for them in the sports office. But Joel, you do have. I've said this before. You have hair like Clark Kent, a.k.a. Superman. You have these Superman flowing locks. So I'd imagine you probably have to pay a little bit more for a haircut than I do.
Yeah, I've got to get some some thinning done sometimes and stuff like that. So yeah.
Joel Erickson. I was thinking about Hagan cutting people's hair in the sports office.
I did a good job. I did a good job.
Sounds like a hell of a plan. Everybody's got in the sports office right there, Joel. Does it not? I look at it this way. Mike Hilton's going to play a significant role. He's going to be thrust into it coming up on Sunday. Kenny Moore's going to be down. We'll see how long this is ultimately going to be. How do you think he will end up playing in that spot? I mean, listen, what else are you going to do? But at the same time, I kind of wonder about him, and I wonder if A.D. Mitchell, we talk so much about A.D. Mitchell being able to catch passes and do something with it, and one of these days he's really going to break out. You would think that maybe that opportunity prevails coming up on Sunday for Mitchell as well.
Yeah, I think with Hilton, I'm kind of looking at him the way I look at Xavier Howard. That's a guy that I don't think he has any trouble knowing where to go. I think sometimes once he gets there, or once he's in coverage, he has some trouble with some of the speed of the younger guys. I'm curious to see if Hilton's ready to run with people after not playing so far this season. I mean, the Dolphins did release him at the end of training camp. So that matchup, that corner versus Rams wide receiver matchup, outside of Ward and probably covering Devontae Adams, which I think that's probably the fun matchup to watch. Those other corners, I'm curious to see how they do against this Rams team. And then with Mitchell, I think this is a big game for him because if you look at what the Rams have done so far, last week they kind of shut down Saquon Barkley. And so I'm kind of expecting Jonathan Taylor to have maybe not necessarily a rough game. It's hard to bet against him the way he's been playing so far. But I think he's not going to have much room to run. I think they might have to throw the ball, get going throwing the ball. And Alec Pierce has made some big catches the last couple of weeks. They're going to need Mitchell to do the same thing because the thing with this Rams defense is if you'd say there's a pinpoint of weakness, their corners are not guys you've really heard of before.
And that's the exciting thing about a game because obviously, McVay and company, they know where the Colts have issues, injury issues. They're going to look to exploit that. The same thing goes for the Colts. And then you get to that in-game adjustment when you say, okay, this is what they're trying to do. This is what we're going to do. And that's something John and I were talking about earlier about Shane Steichen. I really love his game plans and schemes, but sometimes in the game management and the adjustments, you call some things into question. But I think this will be two great young minds in the game, and I'm excited to see, A, how they come out of the gate, and then B, what kind of adjustments are made mid-game.
Yeah, I think the way Shane Steichen has game planned and play called, and I was told once by a NFL head coach that a lot of what we call play calling is actually game planning, and if being really honest about what they're doing, it's really hard to argue with somebody who's only had to call for the punter once. You know, he's done such a good job. He's done such a good job with the game plan, and you know, I think we all know at some point there's going to be a game where it's not quite, where Rigoberto Sanchez is going to have to do a little more. That's the way the NFL works. You know, you think about the Packers last week. That was the team everybody said this is the best team in football. They go out and lose to the Browns. So at some point it's going to be harder. But yeah, I'm with you. I think this is a really fun matchup, especially if you like offensive football, between two minds that I think are pretty good at finding weaknesses in their opponent and then exploiting them.
I loved how Shane joked about they finally had to punt, and they saw the flag and they were hoping they weren't going to punt, and then he said, but it was a hell of a punt.
It was a great punt. I thought it was interesting that, you know, the streak gets broken. You think, okay, well, they've punted once, and then they didn't let him punt again. They either scored or had a field goal opportunity on the next 5 drives. They were like, you got your one in. We're fine with that. Let's get rid of that nonsense and get you back to holding.
So Joey Erickson, the Stars on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. I was thinking about this, and I'm sure you probably thought about it as well regarding Jared Verse. I don't want this to end up being a game where Colts fans come at me on Monday saying, hey, you know what, we should have drafted this guy instead of Latu. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Verse, and then their other young guy, Byron Young, are pretty good. And I really think it depends on what analytics site you like. I know there's a lot of people who read Pro Football Focus. If you read PFF, they've got Latu graded way higher than really any of the other ones. So far, I think that you'd like to see more from him in terms of the initial pressure, like right away at the beginning of the snap. And you'd like to see more from him finishing. He doesn't have a sack or a quarterback hit right now. I have concerns about this pass rush going forward this season based on what we've seen so far. They've got 7 sacks, but they're like 25th to 27th in pressure rate, depending on who you look at. And that feels like what I've seen, which is it's been kind of hit or miss, and teams are just hammering DeForest Buckner with double teams. Every time I pull up my binoculars to look at the line, I feel like he's going up against not just like a tight end and somebody. He's going up against 200-300-pounders. At some point, somebody else has to take advantage of that, and Latu is the most obvious one. He's got to start taking a step for this pass rush to be less of a concern than it's been so far.
I was going to ask you this. I mean, clearly issues in scoring touchdowns in the red zone, and we can get to that in a minute, but the lack of a pass rush. They had 4 sacks last week, but I think, Joe, you could have had 4 sacks last week against Tennessee. That's the way that kind of goes. But is this something that is going to need to be addressed if this team, let's just say, for example, we get into mid-October and they're playing at this level and, you know, they've got a stranglehold on the South and things are looking good. Is this something you feel that they're going to need to address, or are they going to just hope that Latu kind of evolves into it on the fly here?
My best guess is that they would see it as that they've got a lot of good guys there, and they'd probably ride with what they have. I think that my number one concern on this team right now is how consistent this pass rush is going to be going forward. I just don't know if we're going to see them address it at the trade deadline.
Joel, you told us at the start of the season, and I'm going to keep riding this horse, that they would win seven games this year.
I did.
They already have 3. They're almost halfway to the 7 you predicted. Do they fall this week and finally take an L?
Yeah, I think going out west. Playing the West, the game on the West Coast there, and just with the injuries they're dealing with, the way the Rams have been playing, I think this is probably their first loss. But I think I said this to you the other day. As you mentioned, my predictions so far have been pretty bad. So my predictions have been pretty bad. So Colts fans should take some solace in the fact that I'm saying I don't think they're going to win on Sunday.
So your former colleague, Nate Atkins, who is working for The Athletic now, covering the Rams out in L.A., had mentioned this a little bit earlier, that Davante Adams had a hamstring situation, and he is listed as questionable. First, he better be treating you guys to some type of cocktail, dinner, something like that when you're out in Southern California. But second, you look at the injury situations that we talked about with the Colts. How do you compare that to what the Rams are going through going into this week number 4 matchup in Southern California?
Yeah, the Rams have some stuff at corner. They've had some issues on the offensive line. If Adams has a hamstring, I think that probably helps the Colts quite a bit, because maybe you can get Ward involved a little bit more. Hamstrings are tough to play through, especially as wide receiver. That's interesting. We'll see where they end up. But I just feel like with some of the depth at the positions that they're going against the positions where the Colts are missing guys, I think it could be big.
Yeah, I kind of wonder about that as well. I think the Colts, even with missing guys, Joel, have been pretty fortunate so far to be 3-0 and to have sustained. This one may be tough, and I guess I also kind of magnify what the Rams went through last week and how they got beat on probably the bad beat of the season of the NFL, and how they went down against the former Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles as a little bit more inspiration and making this even more difficult coming up on Sunday than what it might have been had they had won, for example, Joel, in Philadelphia this past Sunday.
I think the biggest thing that sticks out to me is just that Matt Stafford seems to me, and this Rams offense seems to me to be kind of, some of this is dependent, of course, on Davante Adams, but Matt Stafford seems like he's the kind of quarterback who might give this defense trouble if they can't get a pass rush going. Because I was talking earlier about time to throw. Matt Stafford is third in the NFL in time to throw. He's getting the ball out really quick. I think he's only been sacked 5 times. They've got issues on the offensive line, but so did Tennessee. And it wasn't like the Colts were getting a bunch of sudden pressure on Tennessee. The sacks they got were kind of second effort after Cam Ward started scrambling around. The way Stafford is currently playing, there are not going to be opportunities for that because he's not going to be scrambling around. He's going to get the ball out of his hands. So I just kind of think that this matchup goes against what we've seen from the Colts defense so far. And the other thing is it's going to be hard for Lou Anarumo to fool a guy like Stafford, who's been in the NFL for ever. He started. I think he got in the NFL when I was still covering the SEC. Not even the SEC. I might have been in Texas covering high school football when he got in the NFL.
Yeah, I would agree. It's going to be very difficult. Plus, the last time we saw rookie Puka Nacua, he was like running wild through the landscape of the Colts secondary, doing whatever he wanted to do. And, that's something you also have to focus in on coming up on Sunday significantly, Joel, as well.
Yeah, Nakua's great. He's just great. He's a guy who's got a really good feel for coverages, where to get open. They move him all over the place. They find ways to get the ball in his hands. He's a great player and a real tough task for the secondary.
So Joel A. Erickson of the Star, and Chris, you got First and Joel with your haircut or your not haircut, or hell, I don't even know if I can remember what you were talking about.
I'll have more hair in the interview with Joel than I do the rest of the show, so see if you can notice.
So, hey, what trendy club are you and Nate going to this weekend in Southern California?
My current plan is actually to meet up with the with Chris's colleagues, with my colleagues from the TV station, and go to the Angels-Astros game. That's my current plan.
Oh, really? Why don't you guys go to like a bar? I mean,
get some late season playoff stakes baseball.
A meaningful game for the Astros.
Are still in it. The Astros are still in it.
I was thinking more strip club, but I guess I'm out on that. Come on,
that's
Joel.
That's not really my thing.
Joel's a good family man, John, unlike you.
Hey, Joe. Wait until you hang around me for a while. Okay, buddy?
Why do you think he never comes to the show, John?
No. Hey, I've watched the movie with Rob Lowe and James Spader, Bad Influence. And I'm the Rob Lowe right there. I'm your bad influence. But you'll have fun in the process. But you can blame it all on me. That'll be okay.
I don't know.
All right, Joel. We'll see if your losing streak of picks comes through again. We'll see what happens.
All right, Joel, man. We appreciate you, brother.
Colts fans have to be real happy with my picks so far. I'm making them win.
You are. Hey, one of these days you got to join us out, okay, bud?
I will. Absolutely.
Joel A. Erickson and First and Joel. Chris
First
on Fox
and Joel
59.
to go.
Joel on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. So hey, James, has Chelsea called yet?
She said the hotline number says it was disconnected, so I got to make sure we got the right number for her to call in. She's trying to call in.
Chris, do you have the old hotline number? Is that the one you gave her?
Yeah. Text John the new one, and I'll send it to her.
All right. So I'll tell you what, we'll take a break and come back. We'll see if Chelsea is going to join us from CBS 4.
Correct.
The anchor?
Yep.
With Bob Donaldson?
Yep.
Are they not working right now? She should be doing anchor work right now.
She's doing an event, she said, so she's got a window to call in.
All right. So there it is right there. There's the hotline number. You got it?
Yep, sending it right now. This is good radio, by the way.
It is. That's great. Thank you very much. Chris Hagan,
and he sent the wrong
Fox
number.
59 is right there. You got it?
Yes.
I don't think I've ever met Chelsea before. Great anchor?
Oh, yeah.
CBS 4. How long has she been doing the gig?
Why don't you ask her these questions?
What's Debbie Knox? When did Debbie Knox retire?
What am I, her biographer? I don't know. She's been here about a year, maybe. Year and a half. Time flies.
We'll take a quick break and we'll come back. Bud Light Blue Friday is at the legendary Barringer's Tavern, south side of Indy, South Meridian, near south side of downtown. Your chance to win Raiders Colts tickets with our friends from Zinc. Bud Light Blue Friday. We've got a little conversation coming up regarding the Aces and the Fever as well. Chris, we'll get into that too. And the college football weekend we'll recap with Don Fischer a little bit earlier. Don was on his way to Iowa City, IU and Iowa coming up tomorrow. That and more coming up. Behringer's Tavern, south side downtown. We're just off of Meridian, not too far from downtown. So make it a point to join us here. 93.5, 107.5 The Fan.
Psalms talk about John 3:16. Austin 3:16 says, I just whipped your ass.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
All right, we're at the legendary Barringer's Tavern, South Side, on a Bud Light Blue Friday. We've got Raiders Colts tickets to give away with our friends from Zinc. Thank you all for joining us, trying to find a gig for our good friend Matt. Thank you all for responding to that. This is Nancy and Ann Wilson of Hart right here. Hart's going to be at the Fishers Event Center in March. Chris Hagan and Hart tickets, number 9 at 239-1070. You can go as a winner on our show.
Nancy did some stuff with the Jim Irsay Band.
Yes, no doubt.
And Ann was married to, what's the little buddy's name that wrote?
Cameron Crowe.
Cameron Crowe, yeah.
Yeah, Cameron
Some fun
Crowe.
facts here with JMV. Hagen on a Friday afternoon.
All right, joining us on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, you've heard the name, co-anchor along with Bob Donaldson on CBS 4, right? CBS 4 and Fox 59 as well, where Chris Hagan is a part of all the action there. Chelsea Helms joins us. The shout-out has been given, and Chelsea responds. Hello, Chelsea.
Hey, guys. I'm so jealous to hear you're at Barringer's. That's one of my favorite little hangouts.
Now, wait a minute. Are you a South Sider, Chelsea?
It's
well,
really
I'm
none of
a
your
Fountain
business, John.
Square girly, but I do make my way
boy.
to the South Side some. So Sam's is my go-to, but I do love a Barringer's hangout.
Let me tell you, I think the folks at Barringer's will be thrilled if you made an appearance one of these days, Chelsea. I'm just guessing. I'm guessing
I've
they'd
made
be
many
thrilled.
appearances. They just didn't know it.
John was asking me how long you've been here, and I said like a year. Is that right?
No, that's wrong, because I've been here a year and a half, Chris Hagan. You've been dealing
I'm
with
sorry,
my
I'm
antics
so-
since May of 2024, and here I am a year and a half later.
And to tell you about her antics, John, during the commercial break, she was texting me, a lot of commercials here, just a lot of commercials. So
I guess that means the revenue's there.
We got to make some money here, Chelsea. There's no doubt about that. Hey, what your existence? Where are you from, and how'd you get here? Tell us.
Okay, so I'm from very northern New York. I grew up about 10 minutes from the Canadian border in a town called Malone, New York. Super small town. Everyone goes to Buffalo when they think upstate New York. Drive 5 hours east and north. I'm about an hour and a half south of Montreal is where I was born and raised. Went to school up there, got my degrees, started my career in broadcast journalism in Western Colorado, spent 6 years in Northwest Arkansas, Woo-Pig-Suey, and then moved here a year and a half ago.
Okay, that's a little bit more than John was hoping for.
Whoa.
And also, careful with the Woo-Pig-Suey. They play Notre Dame on Saturday.
I know
but
it.
what I think is to get your name out there. I've complained to you about this before. I can't get a promo for anything. You've got these big, long promos, but throw out your social medias for the listeners here so they can get to know you a little better.
Oh, I love that. I mean, you can pretty much just find me by searching Chelsea Helms. Sometimes there's a 1 on the end of there, but just look for the blonde girl, and that's me. Easy enough, right, Chris?
Chelsea Helm. Do you make fun of Chris all the time? He says you
I do.
He kind of he gives some subtle complaints about how you make fun of him.
Here's the deal. You can't just make fun of someone, right? People usually give you, like, ammo to make fun of them. So in my
Not true.
defense,
Not true.
he's just an easy target.
Also, John, she'll park next to my car in the parking lot, like 3
this is
inches
my
from my
favorite.
door, so I can't get in my car.
Wow.
But somehow she does some type of yoga where she can slink out of her car, but then I can't get into my car.
But you back in like a douchebag, I bet, don't
No,
you?
she backs in.
Oh, does
I
she?
park like a normal
I do.
person.
She's
So
the
then
douche.
he can't
Oh.
get around both mirrors. It's so great. And you said I do yoga. I actually am a bar instructor, news anchor bar instructor at the Irsay YMCA. So workout
What the hell's a bar
instructor
instructor?
extraordinaire.
I think
It's like
it's
a
different kind
mixture
of bar
of
than we're used
Pilates,
to.
cardio, yoga.
Oh, that's just for you, John. I think that's.
I could do that right there.
Hey,
I'm all for it
9:45
right there.
Tuesday, JMV. I'll see you there. I'll save your spot.
Man, Chelsea Helms, a little bar instructor.
Chelsea, he was asking about you and Bob Donaldson, obviously the anchor of all of the Fox
my
59
little old
history now
man.
CBS. What's
Yeah, there's like a 150-year age gap right there.
So, you know what's funny? Bob Donaldson is one of those men who is like so serious, if you can believe it, right? So the first couple months I was sitting next to him on TV, I was like, oh my gosh, this guy hates my guts. This guy hates me. I'm never going to get him to like me. And then we are like the best of friends. We are two peas in a pod. We sit there during commercial breaks and we just joke. Don't get me wrong, he's serious. He reins me in when I need to be. But other than that, like, he truly is such a great guy. He knows this area like no other. It's unbelievable how well and how much he loves and knows this coverage area.
Well, I can tell you this, Chelsea. The other day when I sang Fever Las Vegas.
Oh, God.
Bob seemed to enjoy my hijinks, and you were very rude to me on broadcast television.
Yeah, did one of your friends call me a nasty name to you in your messages, which wasn't very nice?
Sweet.
A couple of, I'll call him out because you know who it is. Paul Jones, former TV.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's a huge douchebag, so who cares?
I was like, he should know that I'm not the bad name he called me, and really I'm just trying to put up with Hagen's baloney.
Yeah, Paul Jones, man. Paul Jones wouldn't make it 5 minutes in your bar instruction, I can tell you that.
Not a lot of people can.
Hey, we got to get some kind of charity thing, and we'll go out there and see who can last longer in the class, John.
I think we know.
I think you know what? I'm sneaky athletic. I think I could last. How long is a class there, Chelsea?
An hour long. An hour
Whoa.
of just intense
I'd take the
pulsing
under.
of the muscles and soreness at the end of the day.
Oh, that's okay.
Hey, John was asking, and I didn't know the answer. Why aren't you on TV right now?
Because I am getting ready to host the Ivy Tech Foundation's Benefactor Awards. So I'm at Soundcheck, waiting for everyone to get here, hanging out in this side room at the JW Marriott, downtown Indianapolis, getting ready to host this award ceremony.
What kind of sound check do you do? Are you going to sing a song?
What is this again?
The Ivy Tech, say it again, Chelsea.
It's the Benefactor Award, Distinguished Alumni.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
I thought she said IBJ for a minute.
No, she said Ivy Tech.
Oh, I
Why
got
don't you listen?
I tried.
Chelsea, is that something that you found that people, as you stay here longer, a year and a half, where you get asked to do more of these things, and you're really becoming a part of the community, thanks in part to your long promo that I don't have one?
Definitely. I mean, first and foremost, I would say one of my favorite parts of being a news anchor is getting to be involved in these not-for-profit organizations and being able to, do things for events and just really be philanthropic. So, yeah, I think that getting involved in these events has only grown, certainly the longer I've been here. But, I mean, Chris, when I was in Northwest Arkansas, I was hosting galas all the time. So that was really something I looked to continue once I moved here to Central Indiana. And, yeah, I think it's a really great thing for exposure. But, I mean, honestly, it's really about giving back and being able to do things for people that, they don't usually have the staff to do them. Like, no one ever wants to get up on a stage, other than maybe the three of us.
Exactly. Well, we know you're a news nerd, and we were talking earlier about news nerds don't really know about sports. But we welcome all people here. So why don't you tell us your favorite sports teams? Do you have any sports teams that you live and die with?
Yeah, so my favorite sports team is probably the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, come on.
I love the Pacers and the Fever. College, I go back to my roots of when I was in Arkansas, Woo Pig Suey, Arkansas Razorbacks. So I'm sorry, guys, I am cheering on the Razorbacks over Notre Dame this weekend. Is that going to get me canceled?
You didn't like the Colts and Pacers before you moved here. When you were a kid,
the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah,
hockey.
Now, rest in peace, your father. I'm sure he told you what sports teams to like. Who did he like?
Okay, well, actually, JMV, you'll get a kick out of this. Mm-hmm. I used to go to Expos games growing up.
Whoa,
so we were,
that's awesome.
You
know how awesome that is?
I didn't know that. That is. I know
Holy
you have
crap,
Chelsea. She has an Expos hat, but I didn't know this backstory.
Chelsea, that's awesome. How many games did you go to, Expos-wise?
Oh, probably, I would say 10 or more. I mean, it was only an hour and a half from where I grew up. So my dad was a big Yankees fan, but that was the closest stadium to us. So we would just cross the border and go and watch the Expos. I used to beg my dad when I was a kid. I wanted like a little stuffed animal of that big orange furry mascot. Oh, I loved it. But my dad was a big Yankees fan, big Giants fan, both obviously being from New York. Mom's from Colorado, so Denver Broncos have always kind of been part of the mix too.
Now, I know it already happened, but talk about your walk you did in honor of your father recently.
Yeah, so this past weekend, we just had the Indianapolis Heart Walk, and thanks to everyone who came out and donated, by the way, because as a whole, that event raised $613,000, which is incredible. But that's just one of many events that I participate with, which is for the American Heart Association, because I lost my dad this past July. It would be 10 years ago. So, yeah, I'm really involved in the American Heart Association and trying to raise money, because guess what, you guys? The reality of the matter is that it's the leading cause of death for both men and women. So chances are, if we're not going to be impacted by it, someone we love is. So raising money for stuff like that is very important. And one thing I'll say about this is I've kind of always thought about doing it in memory of my dad, right? Recently, I've thought about it as an investment in my future and the people's futures that I love, because at the end of the day, the American Heart Association is funding research that could potentially save one of our lives.
Man, that's awesome. Chelsea, you're outstanding. And what's up next is joining us for a live show. Do you like to drink?
Please. Do I ever? Give me the Tito's.
I don't think we
and
need
Blue
her
Moon.
in person. I don't think we need her in person.
Well, we drink Bud Light right here because they're the sponsor, Chelsea. Okay, so
I'll drink Bud Light. Sorry, Bud Light. I love you too.
Yeah, ice cold Bud Light, and then we do with Heaven Hill Distillery.
I think Chelsea's
Larceny Bourbon.
Chelsea's favorite beer is my favorite beer, which is free beer. So that's what I like.
That's
to
true.
Chelsea,
actually, you know what? You tell Bud Light I love a Michelada. I drink those all the time. Bud Light Chiladas.
They're here right now from Zinc Distribution. They're the Bud Light folks here, but you have to come out and join us sometime. That'd be a blast.
I would love to. Thanks for having me on. I've had a great time. I'm sorry you have to deal with Chris.
Why does everybody say that all the time?
Would it get in her way, though? Would it not get in her way if she's doing the anchor work?
She's going to have to call it. We get 10 sick days. I think she'd call. What you do is on Thursday you start saying, "Oh, my throat feels a little scratchy," and then the next day you
Take
call
a
in
note
sick,
out of
and then somehow everybody notices she's actually on the remote with us. I don't think anybody'd pay attention, though.
Hey, did you take over for Debbie Knox? Was that job?
I did. Talk about
wow.
big shoes to fill. But I always say I'm
Yeah.
not filling her shoes because she's a legend. I'll walk in my own and take notes from her because that woman was just a force.
Debbie Knox.
Speaking of Chelsea's shoes, one time I had to repair her shoes, and after I fixed it, she just undid what I did. I nailed her heel back on, and then she just took it off. Just ruined all my work.
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm just saying that's the kind of person Chelsea is. She doesn't really appreciate hard work.
All right. Well, hey, Chelsea, besides this, you can come out and join us for a show and drink and have a good time. I think that needs to happen here relatively soon.
You know what, Chelsea? You could do this when John does. Aren't you down there by Touchdown Town, John?
I am.
She hosted it a couple weeks ago.
Really?
So
I
she
did.
Could,
I hosted the Broncos
She could make her
one.
way over there. Yeah.
Yes. You can come and join us in Touchdown Town. The Colts pregame
I will.
huddle.
I would love to come and pop over and say hello.
Hey, Chelsea, it has been awesome to meet you. And certainly feel free to join us. We do a lot of live shows. Hagan hangs out with me, per usual. I go on. I do 59 overtime. Most of the time, you're lucky I have a shirt on for one, but sometimes I have a shirt on. Most of the time, there's no way I have any pants on. So it's awesome. The one thing about COVID that is great is I can do 59 overtime from my house with no pants
love it.
on. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Well,
beautiful.
I'll hang out with you in person, all of our clothes on. How does that sound?
You got that, Chelsea. Thank you very much for calling in today. It's great to meet you.
Thank you. Great to speak with you guys. Have a great rest of your night.
Hey, do a good job tonight. Make us proud.
Chelsea Helms. She's from where the Clampets. She worked where the Clampets are from.
How about that, though? I didn't know she had gone to Expo. I knew she had an Expos hat.
That's pretty awesome.
I thought that was
right
just
there.
trying to be stylish.
I think
didn't know.
her favorite player was Andre Dawson or Warren Cromartie or Dave Cash or
I
Tim
think
Wallach.
she's younger than that. I think it'd be like Vlad Guerrero.
Who can name
Gary
the
Carter?
most Expos players?
Moises Alou.
Steve Rogers.
I thought he was Captain America. But yeah, I thought you'd enjoy having Chelsea on the show.
No, that was cool.
She's fun, and but she can be serious when she needs to be on the news. But she's also
that's cool.
Fun to talk to, and more people need to check her out there on the social medias. Chelsea Helms.
Chelsea Helms, everybody, of CBS 4. Quick break, we'll come back. Barringer's Tavern. It's a legendary Bud Light Blue Friday with your chance at Raiders Colts tickets. But now, 50 in betting, 50 in dining. Harrah's Hoosier Park Racing and Casino in Anderson, the Friday edition of the Harrah's Hoosier Park Race of the Day. Here it is.
JMV.
The only time I have my radio on is in my car, and the only thing I listen to is JMV.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
That is the legendary voice of Reb Porter right there. Legendary Barringer's Tavern's our location. Scoop was the winner. Revan for Dallas paid $27, $2 bet. $2 exacta was $135, and the 50-cent trifecta, $283.25. That's your Harris Hoosier Park race of the day, Chris Hagan. 50 in betting, 50 in dining, courtesy of a place that you know well, Harris Hoosier Park Racing and Casino in Anderson, where horse racing goes on now through November. The Harris Hoosier Park Racing and Casino Chris Hagan race of the day.
I hit me a bet last week there. I bet a horse across the board, and he won. And get this, it was a dead heat. You know what that means?
Dead heat.
The horses,
even.
Boom. They went through the picture and everything. They looked at it, and they both hit the wire at the same time. It was so exciting. So I won my bet, win, place, and show. It was spectacular.
I need Nate Johnson up here right now. Nate Johnson and Darvin Masters, right? Kev, thank you very much. Raiders Colts tickets with both Nate Johnson and Darvin Masters. Come on up.
Darvin Ham, he broke a backboard.
Yes, Raiders Colts tickets for next week at Lucas Oil Stadium. It is a Bud Light Blue Friday at Barringer's Tavern. It is legendary. And Rob rejoins us right now to talk about the legendary status of this place, buddy.
Well, thanks for coming, man.
I love it, buddy.
By the way,
you're got to thank Budweiser and Zinc too. That's
your completion percentage over there on the game.
Did you see that?
Horrible.
Was it weak?
You weren't even throwing it like a football.
31.
Ridiculous.
How many did you score? It's like 160. I scored 31.
Did you not get it through the hole there or what? Couldn't punch it through? Hey, do we have a class reunion going on back here right now?
Manual High School.
Manual High School. Did they graduate with the Van Arsdales back there?
I don't know.
Because that was, Tom and Dick Van Arsdale went to Manual High School back in the day. Yeah.
I believe we got the class of 1970 we're
a lot
hosting tonight.
A lot of Hawaiian shirts.
I love the class of 1970. Hey, Chris, they were listening to classics like Vanilla Fudge. You Keep Me Hanging On in 1970.
You know what? They didn't have a cell phone. They didn't have a computer. They didn't have
their life
email.
was 1,000 times better than ours.
Look at them now. They know how to interact and talk with each other. Their heads aren't over a phone right now.
Hey, Rob, tell everybody about the weekend here at Barringer's. In case you can't make it today, but certainly for a Saturday or a Sunday, what you got going on?
We serve breakfast on the weekends. We open at 10, and then we roll into college football on Saturdays, pro football on Sundays, and all the TVs. I'm sure we'll play the Fever, too, if they're going to be playing.
Fever Game 3 later on tonight. Hagan has already installed that as a must-win. I would agree.
But we do, do a nice job here. It's a good time, so come on out.
Let me tell you what, you're going to want to be here tomorrow because there are several ranked versus ranked college football games. You can't watch them all on one TV at home, so get out here and take it all in because it's going to be a fantastic day. You got Fever tonight. You got a great day of college football tomorrow, including IU at Iowa, and then, of course, Sunday. You can start your day earlier here and watch the 1 o'clock games. Settle in for that Colts game.
Yeah.
4:05 start on Fox 59, by the way.
Yes.
So it's going to be a great day for a great weekend for sports on TV. You can't beat the food and the people here as well. So it makes no sense not to be here.
And Windschuler Spreadability, your favorite grocer's refrigerator. Original bacon and cheddar, sharp cheddar, and jalapeno pepper. Windschuler Spreadability back for the football season of 2025. The IU thing is going to be interesting tomorrow, too, because this is the Illinois was a test, don't get me wrong, the 9th-ranked Illini last week, but on the road in Iowa City, that's going to be difficult, Chris, tomorrow.
Yeah, because you always think about young kids, college kids. You went out there and you made your big statement. You could tell they wanted to be in prime time, and they absolutely put a beat down on Illinois. So how do you follow that up? You go on the road. Always a tough place to play. You're going to get defense. You're going to get special teams. So how do they follow up? Well, they kind of proved who they are. Well, when you're in the elite of college football, you got to prove it every week, and you're going to get Iowa's best punch. But I like the Hoosiers to win. I'm not sure I'd like to lay 8 points in that one. And now I see here it's gone to 8.5. But tomorrow You've got undefeated Ohio State at undefeated Washington, LSU at Ole Miss.
Yeah, Washington's going to get beat down by
They're
like
gonna
30. Yeah.
We got Oregon at Penn State. Are you kidding me? We got Alabama at Georgia. We mentioned the biggest game of the day, of course, Tennessee at Mississippi State. We've got the Blue Zone.
Notre Dame and Arkansas. That's a tough one right there for you because Arkansas is going to be ready to go 2-2 on the season. Good offensively. Notre Dame hopefully can score at will.
Notre Dame favored by 3.5. Colts 3.5 point. 3.5 is the spread in so many of these games, and those are often the most difficult to prognosticate, if you will. So I like the Colts to win outright. I think Notre Dame gets beat at Arkansas. I like Alabama against Georgia. I think Oregon wins at Penn State.
Fever tonight?
It's a must-win for the Fever.
It is.
I'm not going to pick a winner. I know that the Aces are road favorites. Is this the part where all the injuries and all the problems the Fever have, is this the night it catches up with them? You're going to have a great crowd. It'll be electric. I just hope they're able to come out with a win. I don't know that they will.
Rob, thanks for having us, man.
Thank you.
I'm going to be back in a couple of weeks again, too.
For sure.
I love this place. Behringer's Tavern. Hey, make sure if you're listening to the show today, you couldn't make it out, make sure you do at some point because this place is the legendary 1879, right?
Yep.
All the way back to 1879. How much is original here from 1879?
Most of it is original from 1949.
That's still impressive.
They did a little remodel
yeah.
then, so
still pretty impressive.
If
Rob,
these walls could talk,
can you imagine what they would say? Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.
It's Rob from Barringer's Tavern here. Bud Light Blue Friday.
Rob's always smiling. That's why I like.
He's a great dude.
Right now, he's smiling right now.
Our friends from Zinc, too, thank you all for Bud Light Blue Friday. We'll do it again coming up next week. What you got this weekend for us, Hagan?
Blue Zone, 11:30, CBS 4 on Sunday morning. The game is on Fox 59. Then at 10:35 on Fox 59, it's Sports Overtime. We'll have Inside the Locker Room from out in L.A. with our Chris Whitlock, and we'll have John on with his analysis of not only what's going on with the Colts, but the Fever as well.
Got you. No doubt about that. Hey, we got the Fever coming up later on tonight right here. A pivotal game 3 at the Fieldhouse versus the Vegas Aces for you, too. Now, I've got Colts Happy Hour at the top of the hour. Chris, thank you very much for being out here as well. Always awesome. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for helping get Matt a gig as well. Eric and the gang that's helping out Matt, our good friend Matt, get a new gig. We appreciate you on that. I want you all to have a great weekend. The JMV Takeover tomorrow night. 6 until midnight on B105.7. That is a whatever weekend. Colts pregame huddle starts at 1 as we get you ready for the Colts of the Rams on Sunday. 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. Dev, thank you. James back at the studio, thank you. Have a great weekend.